I just want to talk to parents or maybe grandparents. If you have some garden, it's really important to leave or allow some of it as wild space. Space where children can actually get into that space spontaneously and engage in creative play. And if you have an area that's just as wild as this, and all we've used here is lamandras, but we've just allowed them to grow, a child gets in here and they can actually find their entire world in here. It's amazing. But what is so important about these spaces is that a child, when they enter it, and if they get down here and they can't see anybody else, they often engage in their own creative play. They bring their own stories and their imagination into this experience. And too often today, and it's actually quite sad, there are not those places that children can go. Either parents are too worried about them, there's too many technological things for them to do. Even the outdoor spaces have swings and slides in them which are very prescribed. They're not asking anything of a child. Whereas if you as a grandparent can provide this little space, know that they're safe but not supervise them, this is a wonderful opportunity that you can provide your grandkids. And believe me, children that can actually play creatively grow up to be creative adults, and they make much better decisions when it comes to the environment, possibly to their careers. But it is a really important aspect you can bring to your gardens. So the other thing you might like to consider in your garden, it is so simple, but just if we have a tree for children to climb. I mean, so few children get the opportunity to climb trees. This beautiful old oak tree, which is a cork oak tree, is the perfect tree to climb for children. And really, again, there's a whole lot of activities going on just in that simple process of climbing. The one other thing I would just like to think is that when children get into a space and are really creative, it's wonderful if they can change that space. So it's good to have some things that they can either build cubbies out of, or they can just move around. And I mean, just simple things like this just allows them to either, pick them up, take them, put them somewhere else. Boxes, found objects, junk is all they need. Anything that is not too prescribed, something that they can build their own creative imagination into, is just a wonderful benefit for children playing in your garden. When you use your plant material in children's gardens, it's really important to use these reed-like plants. And this is just Dorianthus, the Guymer lily, which comes from around Sydney. It's a wonderful children's plant because it all comes from a base. But if you go down, and you go down as if you're a child, these wonderful tunnels open up, and there's actually a whole world in here, which as an adult we rarely get into. But as a child, all sorts of things open up to you once you're in a garden like this.